It is a beautiful brand new day, and I'm here on Trend Digest to talk about something different. To talk about how our political dispensation is being contested today, how our democracy is on the edge of being tested. It's not your regular day. It's a day where in our political diaspora, the NPP and the NDC go head to head in parliament. But you as a Ghanaian, what should you be concerned about? As a citizen and not a spectator, what is expected of you today? This is what we are going to delve into. So we are going to delve into the issue where I'm sure you are abreast with recent happenings. 4 days or some few days ago, the Speaker of Parliament declared some 4 seats in the Parliament of Ghana vacant. Now, seats here declared vacant. No, the reason why these seats were declared vacant is because these members of Parliament have defected either to a different political party or they have defected to be independent candidates. Does the Constitution allow that? Is it aligned with our Constitution? Are they right to do that? This is what we are going to discuss. And my name is Auchi. Now let's dive into the issues. It is some few days ago, said MCD Kankai, you know, as he seat be vacant, Speaker of Parliament. He ruled according to the Constitution of Ghana. And he used Article 97. Today, we are not really going to go much into law, into legalities, into the articles and all those things. Because I know, just like myself, not so many people are conversant with the articles and with the technicalities and legalities of our Constitution. But and then what we are going to apply here is we are going to apply the common logic. We are going to apply the court of human conscience. The court which is superior than any other court, whether legal, whether moral, whether spiritual, or whatever we call it. So my first question. When I woke up today, I went to the media and I chanced on something. What I first saw was a huge number of NPP sympathizers moving into the Parliament House to show support for their MPs, to rally behind them in this testing time when the Supreme Court has literally overturned the decision of the Speaker of Parliament to declare the seats of these MPs who have defected to the other parties vacant. So I asked myself the question of, why are sympathizers of the NPP? Why are ordinary Ghanaians? Why are people like me and you trooping into the Parliament House today, Tuesday, as we sit here to speak, to rally behind these MPs? To think that because their party, the NPP, is now the minority and the NDC, it's the majority, they have to rally behind their party. Have we really thought about that as Ghanaians, as sympathizers of the NPP? There is always one thing first. That is why I said early on that today we are going to rule, or we are going to talk with the court of common logic. These are the same MPs whom some months ago or a year ago or whatever, I don't really recall the duration, but went to the Parliament House. And these people defended e-levy with their last drop of blood, that it was the game changer, that it was a policy which was going to turn the nation's fortunes around. These are the people whom, if I clearly remember, they went wherever they got their cake from, whether it was from Zadis or wherever they got it from, the best cake maker or whatever, I know. Wherever they got it from, we don't know. But these are the same people who went to cut the cake because e-levy had been passed. And we said our fortunes as a country was going to change. These are the parliamentarians who did that, because at that point in time, they were the majority in parliament. These are the same politicians who went to sit in the Parliament House as the majority and approved betting tax. And somebody wants to get money because the government is failing to provide them with jobs. We always say in this country, there is lack of employment, there is inadequate employment and all those things. And the youth are now resorting to betting because in betting, they can get some coins to keep them up. When their parents are sick, they can get some coins to take care of them. when their girlfriends or their wives come asking, at least they can be able to provide something or put something on the table. Because probably a farmer, into a farmer they are obia bedidi. These are the same parliamentarians who went to the Parliament House and approved a bill called a sporting bets bill or whatever they call it. Now they are taking 10% of your winnings, but they are not taking 10% of your loss. And now I am speaking to Ejuma Fono. You understand? These are the people who championed this cause. These are the people who have stayed in parliament for how many years now? We are on the verge of having another election, so which means they are close to their tenure of office. They have been in parliament for 7 years. And what good thing have we really gotten out of them? Yes, yesterday we were here. We held them for free SHS. And for 7 good solid years, the only thing they can pride themselves in is free SHS. As if free SHS, once you get free SHS, you can take care of your medical bills. Once you get free SHS, you can take care of your child needs. As if once you get free SHS, you can go to the kenke seller and get a free ball of kenke as well as getting a fish. We boast of Ghana card. Yes. When the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate would expose you. I remember when our vice president was coming into power, the political talks, the economic geodesity, whatever, I don't know whatever word I am going to put across, the economic messiah, the economic special one, the economic chosen one. Now, our vice president is telling us he is just a mate. Now, let's come to the court of common sense again. If our vice president is telling us he's a mate, let's put it in a literal perspective. Who is a mate? I am from Kumasi. You can mate be a trotro driver mate. Obi a ojiji scammer trotro driver. That is who we refer to as mate. We are not talking about a colleague. That this person is my classmate. No, we are not talking about a classmate. We are not talking about a colleague. We are not talking about a relationship mate. We are talking about a mate, somebody who takes money for trotro. Let's look at the works of a trotro mate. This person is responsible for taking the money which every passenger who boards onto the trotro takes. This person is responsible for insurance to ensure that people come to sit in the car. This person is responsible for ensuring that their day-to-day sales it's upheld in high esteem. He doesn't give up. He do everything to ensure that the driver is successful. So if you are the mate, the court of common sense or the court of common logic tells me that if your exchange rate is weak, or if your fundamentals as a mate is weak, your driver would be exposed. This is a court of common logic. So if I am in a country where I remember before we had the election, all I could hear was we have been billed with nuisance taxes constantly. And I remember a popular saying by, I think it was by our vice president, or I think Nanado, it was by our vice president, that everybody can borrow to govern. Ever since we gained independence, ever since this country moved from being Gold Coast to being Ghana, this is the highest borrowing government. So why have we been plunged into an economic distress? Why have we been plunged into this state? Our fundamentals are weak. And these are the parliamentarians who goes to sit in parliament. These are the people who introduced the e-levy, the betting tax, they abolished the, how do you call it, the toll booth. Then later they came back to tell us, now we have to reintroduce toll booths. These are the people, Ghanaians as citizens and not spectators. Today we are marching to the Parliament House to defend. And trust me, at this point, any NPP sympathizer who walked into the Parliament House, who walked to wherever they are having their session today, if you know somebody, if you were not there or you know somebody who did, the person should bow his head in shame. Because if the new majority, which is the NDC caucus, is now promising you that within a short time, they are going to abolish the e-levy, which we introduced. They are going to abolish the betting tax, which they introduced, which is making your life, my life, our life in this country uncomfortable. And you still walk in there to campaign against this, but you hold a placard on the streets that no more e-levy under the next NPP government. You are ashamed. Or is it that if we do it today, we can't get anything to do tomorrow? These are questions of the common logic. The court of common logic. And today we all watch on with keen interest. We await what is going to happen at Parliament when the Supreme Court has had its verdict. And now there are two schools of thoughts. One school believes that the CJ or the Supreme Court has no jurisdiction over matters of Parliament. And another school also puts it at every government sector or every institution in this country is backed by constitution, and the only people who interpret the constitution is a court of law. So we have two schools of thought, and it promises to be an interesting day in the dispensation of our democracy. But you see, let me tell you something to round it up. Politics, especially democracy, it's not just a way of governance. Ghanaians should understand that democracy is not just a way of governance, but democracy is a way of life. Democracy is a way of ensuring that we undertake constructive criticisms. Democracy is a way of ensuring that we uphold the right things. Democracy is ensuring that human rights are protected under this constitution. So this morning, I watched a leader of the NPP caucus, Honorable Afinyo Makin. I'm sure I got the name right. And he was at a point pleading with the mercies of the journalists in this country that now they should add their voices to this to ensure that democracy is upheld. Oh, Honorable, were you not here when people were arrested over shouting for us to stop Galamsey? Did you not see? If you did not see, did you not hear? Did you ever come out to call on the journalists to add their voice to this? This is a social issue which is affecting you, which is affecting me. Whether I am an NPP sympathizer, I am an NDC sympathizer, or I am a Cheddar sympathizer, or I am an Afrafranto, this is an issue. Afrafranto nukra okosi nsuo na mercury ni nyoma nyoma no na obewu. Se NDC adichini ye eko gina nsuo no so kra, the Galamsey, the chemicals will still enter the water bodies. Se Osuno no eko gina water bodies, nim se Osuno no is drinking from the water bodies. The Osuno will die, so there would not be an NPP. This was a national issue. This is a leader of the NPP caucus. You did not call on the journalists to add their voice to this. But today, because you have been affected, when I'm a governor, when Ralph, when all those people who were freedom fighters for us, when all those people decided not to be spectators but citizens, did we call on journalists to add their voices? Or did we sit to say, because I remember the president's disposition on France 24, he did not order for the arrest of these people. He is not in charge. So the Chief Justice is. So if the president tells us this, and today you as a leader of the NPP caucus comes to tell journalists that they should rise for their country and they should arise and speak to this, whatever you call it, if you think it's a brutality, if you think it's whatever, it cannot be compared to the magnitude of people whose hopes were dented. It cannot be compared to the magnitude of the freedom of press which we have crumbled under this government. But today, in the account the press should come in. Now we know that the journalists, the press, now we know they have a voice. And when they add the voice, when they add their voices to whatever, we are going to be a greater Ghana. We are going to be the Ghana Kwame Nkrumah, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah envisaged. And they are not going to be the Ghana that your own running mate stood on a podium to tell us, Samu Kwame Nkrumah Nimpo. But now you know that the journalists, they hold power, and their power can be your shield. Well, we can only rant, but at the end of the day, we are going to see when the speaker sits what is going to come out. I am going to be here same time tomorrow. I might be with Nana Yeboah, and we are going to digest this issue. We are going to bisect it. We are going to trisect it. We are going to disintegrate it. We are going to metamorphose it. Everything, because we as Ghanaians, we as Earth Dreams Entertainment, we as people who takes the words of the president in high esteem, we are always going to be citizens, and we are never going to sit idle and become spectators, because we are not on the football pitch watching a football match. We are not watching Kumasi Asante Kotoko play FC Samatex, but we are going to stand and arise for the Ghana youth, and we are going to add our voice to it. This has been Awuchi on Trend Digest. We are going to come same back tomorrow to talk to these issues, and now we are going to bring to you what is going to happen between the supremacy of the parliament or the Supreme Court. Is the Supreme Court going to reign supreme, or is Parliament going to remain autonomous? This is a question which is going to be answered tomorrow. We are out.